Welcome to the channel and this video on update 28 for Medieval Kingdom Wars. Now there are a few changes in this, but none of them are totally dramatic. But what I am going to do is go through the news first, and you can see here it says update 28 is live. It was released on the 8th of September 2017 if you're watching this in the future. And it says welcome to another big update. With this update, campaign playability goes up quite a bit, and get ready to be challenged by the AI and get ready to even lose sometimes. To start things off, we have added full persistence to the level saves, including a unit position. In addition, we have changed how your units spawn when they enter the town for the first time. AI got a lot smarter and better as well, so get ready for some real challenge at last but not least. 4K resolution is got some love. Our next update will be delayed a few days towards September 22nd, but it'll be worth when you wait and due. Now, obviously all these changes relate to the campaign, but I assume that some of the AI intelligence will spin off into the skirmish battles when you fight the AI. Now, I am actually going to read the changes before I demonstrate them, for a reason that will become apparent is the AI is a lot more aggressive, therefore I can't really stop and spend 2 or 3 minutes or so reading this when I've got to concentrate on once we get in the campaign map. So let's go through the updates. Well, the first one is units in town now remember their position on the level after a battle. In other words, they basically remember where they were and what they are. It says units in town now remember the positions on walls, which means if you position your units around your city, they stay there. They no longer have this clump effect that used to happen around the manor. It says workers now remember their tasks, which is quite good, because one of the annoying things used to be is every time you went into the city you had to reassign them all back to chopping wood or whatever tasks you assigned them. That also applies for battles. New units at the start of a battle or town spawn on walls and other logical positions. In other words, if the first time you go in, the game decides on where you want to put the units, and then after that it remembers. And then it says reworked world map AI attacks. AI attacks are more often and more intelligent. Reworked how the AI comprises armies. Smaller armies in the early game increasing in size and progression. Now this increases the challenge of the game, but there's also a bit of an irritation which I will explain once we get on the campaign map. It says new chat art for the world map. I'm not exactly too sure what that is, but I think they've reworked the panel that comes in from the chat. It says fix bugs with building plots that have not been given to attackers of some level. Again, I'm not too sure what that bug is. It says defensive battle AI properly positions units on walls. So when you're actually attacking now, the AI actually puts its units a bit more intelligently. There's also a preview of the 120 part tech tree. They've also implemented better graphics if you happen to use 4K graphics on your machine. I don't think I haven't got 4K graphics on this machine, so I can't there. And then it says larger banners on the world map. So that's the changes, guys. Simple, but they do have a big impact. I'm going to go into the campaign, and you can see here I've been doing experiments mainly with England, and I'm going to do England again purely and simply because it's a bit fun actually, and I think it illustrates the points quite well. I mean, maybe when another update comes out, I'm very interested in what they're talking about for the next update, especially in the fact that you're going to be able to translate between armies and garrisons, and the reason for that will very quickly become apparent. Now we've got Dover, and we'll just close that. I mean, here's the chat window. I mean, I think they've actually kind of made it a bit clearer. I think before it was a slightly brownish colour and it made it a bit difficult to see, and you can see it. And what I need to do is we're going to get into Dover straight away. We're going to enter the city just to illustrate the point, because obviously we need to go into Dover, assign the serfs tasks, and then bring them back again. So I'll see you once we get into Dover. So here we are, guys. We're on the campaign map, and you can see now, again, if you're familiar with the game previous to this update, you would have remembered that all the troops were clumped around here. The only unit that doesn't seem to have a place is the monks, but just to illustrate the point, guys, we're going to move the monks up to here. And of course what we're going to do is assign our
do more
peasants
I'm needed.
the usual task of chopping wood.
Gladly for the lord of the manor.
And of course what we're going to do is get a barn up and running and a iron camp so we can start working on upgrading the city. But of course we don't have enough wood for the stone camp. And of course what you'll find up here is all the troops are now in the correct positions. But what we are going to do is move them around a little bit.
Awaiting your orders.
Because you've got macemen up on the wall here.
Awaiting your orders.
And what I would like if I was going to be defending this is
Stand ready.
I like to have
Archers are doing it.
an archer up here.
Bowmen stand ready.
Maybe we get these guys up here.
Archers are doing it.
Because obviously you want the archers up on the walls, not the macemen. I know you need macemen to defend against siege weapons, but right, we've now piled on quite a lot of resources, and I think what we're going to do is build a stone camp. And we're just going to let those build up first before I exit. See, the monks now are coming round here. And I think in some ways that's kind of illustrated the key bits related to the change. I mean, again, it appears to be a smaller change, but if you're actually maintaining these buildings and building them up, it's going to make a very, very big difference over time as you come in and out. And of course, with the AI being more aggressive, building these cities up and preparing them to withstand a siege is going to be quite more important. You know, you won't have the long period of time like we've had before to build these defences up very, very strongly. And of course, I think what have we got? How's the wood here? I think what I would like to do is if we got the archery 250, yeah. I'll build the archery ground and we'll get that finished and then we'll quit out. And you can see now the monks are in this inner kind of keep area. So here we are, guys. It's nearly finished. We'll just let that finish off and then we're sort of finished. We're going to quit back to the main campaign. And I think what we're going to do is the usual start for
Your current Carrick
this
standing
campaign.
ready.
And we got a bit of cash to spend, so I'm going to recruit a couple of swordsmen to supplement this army, give it a bit of a clout. And I think we're going to attack Maidstone, just to illustrate the positioning for the troops on the battlefield. And that gave you a quick view of the army. And of course what you actually get now is that the units are quite intelligently placed, which is quite useful from a grouping point of view now, because it means that you can now actually group units up very, very quickly, where before you had to kind of sort them out.
Is trouble brewing?
I'll make that group 2.
Get to it,
And of course
boys.
the monks are separate,
Dost thou seek counsel?
so they can become group 3.
Humbly I go.
Of course we'll get our
Honoured
serfs
for sure, my lord. Swing those
chopping a
axes,
little bit
fellows.
of wood.
Can we get new boots? Making them into logs, my lord.
Okay. And
We await our orders.
wherefore art the enemy? Okay, the enemy is there. And we're to bring these units up. Grouping when you fight battles is very, very useful now, guys. It just makes fighting these battles a lot easier. I know I might be preaching to the converted, but it just makes a very, very big difference. So let's
Not your arrows, men.
okay,
Awaiting your orders.
get our military, our melee troops up in front, like the way they should be.
I serve the Lord on high.
Okay,
Is trouble brewing?
Get
Get
these
to it,
guys in.
boys.
The
get these
Lord,
guys moving
we
up
move.
behind. And of course we're going to barge
Masons,
straight in,
move out.
not give them a chance to build up their
We await our
forces.
orders.
Awaiting your orders.
You break off and kill these guys.
Awaiting your
Okay,
orders.
in.
Awaiting your orders.
Archers.
Lock your arrows, men.
Is trouble brewing?
Okay. Iron balls, in you go.
Let your fletching sing.
And monks up. Hey,
We await our orders.
yep.
Rain death on them.
And as I say, when you've got overwhelming odds, guys, this is the way
On
to
to
fight.
work, my lord.
Fight the battle. Iron balls coming at you all left, right and centre. Get in amongst them.
Speak to me, my child.
Monks up here, and you can heal them. Okay, I think that's it. Get them. All celebrating. Monks 3. See if you can heal. Very, very easy battle. And I say our guys are quite happily chatting down here, chopping wood, building their resources up. For some reason we're attacking. There we are. Now, what should happen is that now I've conquered this settlement, the AI should come bowling in to attack me. It's a bit eccentric, but strangely enough is, although I've attacked Maidstone, if I go in here now, you see where before you got serfs and everything straight away, you've now got to have this here. So you've got to get into the city straight away and start to build it up. And this is the reason why I was saying about that I couldn't read all the updates as while I was actually playing this, guys. You've got to be a bit more quicker off the mark now. And just get in here. And of course the first thing we're going to have to do is build a couple of these, because we don't really have
Looking
that
for a
much in
fight,
the
we
way
are.
of defences. Because until we've got some serfs, this village is got absolutely no use whatsoever, and all we've got is 5 militiamen, which couldn't defend anything. So this effectively at the moment, this minor settlement is absolutely defenceless.
Born to work, my lord.
So we need to get these guys in.
Get
Chop it. I
chopping
mean,
on
we've got
those
some
trees.
wood here, but and of course what we could do is build a barn, and we get some iron camp up and running. Of course, I'm going to return to a theme that I've
On to
mentioned in
work,
previous
my lord.
updates. I wish this actually was a proper palisade instead of towers, which are as good as useless. And
Don't flog
let's
me.
just get these guys in
please.
here, and I think that'll be it. They're aside now, so we can go back to the world map. Okay guys, here we are, we're back on the world map. So what I'm just going to do is shoot into Dover. So here we are in Dover, guys, and you can see straight away now our serfs are busy chopping away at wood. And if I come up here just to confirm, guys, my monks
Dost thou
stood
seek
where I
counsel?
left them, and of course our archers are up on the walls here ready to go. And of course what we should be able to do now is kick that off, and we can start upgrading this area here now. Again, I think getting these defences up and running, and maybe we can train a couple of longbowmen as well.
Thou dost not have
Oh,
sufficient
one
resources.
longbowman. Just because, as I say, you're going to need to defend this settlement, because one of the things that I have noticed from doing this, guys, we're just going to let this build up while I'm talking about this. One of the things I have noticed is that even if you've got an army in here, oh, I think that would be okay. Right, I just want to illustrate the next point. Right, guys, now this army is actually in Dover, but it's not part of the garrison. So if this is attacked, as you probably know,
the square rigging.
The garrison has to defend, and of course now they're going to have to defend a bit more rigorously against there. And it's the same with Maidstone. I can put this army right next to here, and hopefully the AI will oblige by attacking me. I think no, it says there. Oh no, France is marching on Dover. There we are. So we got the Kingdom of France now coming. That means they're probably going to show up in a boat somehow. So this is like an advance warning that these are coming. But they may take a little while to go. And I think while we're doing that, guys, I'm just going to show... Actually, I wonder if we can see them here. Kingdom of England army is attacking Coat. Yeah, so it's saying that the army's down there. And what's this guy doing? It can be a bit disconcerting here. Oh no, he's taken to the water. He's sailing across there. Okay. But I can bring this army
take to their midships, my lord.
Down here. And here comes the... I think if we... Lance is attacked by our army. Okay, we're just going to auto-resolve that. So they're attacking our army straight away. Our army's been crushed, okay. That was a tier 3 army. But now, of course, they're going to come in and attack. And this is what's a bit spooky for me, guys, is the fact that they walk in and stand in the centre. And we're just going to auto-resolve that. We could lose this, actually. Victory, Dover is safe. So we've actually killed them. And this is a good point, guys, now, because this army's pretty beat up, and I don't know, I've got the cash, so I could get, let's get a couple of serfs back in this army, because you need serfs in an army for it to survive on the battlefield. Again, it's something I learned from the last update. If you don't have serfs in here, when you go to fight a battle, you won't be able to build anything, which means you can't win the battle. So serfs are very important in your army. But as you can see here, this army didn't contribute to the defence of Dover. And that is, I don't know if it's an issue or not, to be honest with you guys, but this comes back to what I was saying when I did the initial, when I was reading the notes about the future. This army's now damaged.
Take to their midships, my lord.
And if this army was able to recruit from Dover, the garrison.
Carrick ready to set sail.
So this is the Dover garrison now, which took a little bit of damage. Is that Dover army?
Your careened Carrick standing ready.
And this is the Dover garrison. And if you were able to recruit troops here and then give it to the army, you could build up armies. Otherwise, the income at the moment is not really strong enough to do it. So there's important news. Pembroke in the Kingdom of England has fallen to Crook, right? So I think that covers the main structure, guys. I think there's a little bit more work to do with the AI, but you can see now that the AI is a lot more aggressive. And what I'm going to show you now, just around this update up, this is the new tech tree. There's a lot of stuff in here. Of course, it's not fully enabled. I assume the grey will mean ones that you haven't unlocked, and the ones that are coloured are the ones that you are unlocked. It's got this book at the top which says Tombs of Magic Epic, used for wizards, magic, spell text and cards. So it's going to be interesting to see here. It says a scroll of knowledge, weapons, tools and cards. So obviously this is all part of the economy and will be revealed later on. But this tech tree looks really, really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to using it. And I think that's about it. I mean, it says the banners are larger. I suppose the banners are larger. It's difficult to say, guys. Yeah, I suppose they are larger than they were before. They're a lot clearer, actually. They're quite cool, some of them now. I think there's a bit more definition on them than there were before. I think they were slightly out of focus. but I really...
Trim and take to their midships,
Anyway,
my
so I
lady.
think this is where I'm going to leave this update. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it interesting. As I say, reading these notes, one thing I would say is if there was some kind of log where you could go up, because these messages disappear and you can't find anything. So if there was some way that you had a scrolling log or that you took put on screen, would be very, very useful, because then if you've got an army coming up to attack you, it says important news has fallen the army. An army of King of Portugal is marching towards Basel. You know, that you can keep an eye on who's coming in your direction, because with some of my practice play I've been doing, I was attacked from an army from Scotland and an army from Ireland. I mean, you know what I mean? So the AI is coming long distances to attack. But hopefully they will tune that over time. But I think this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. I've covered everything else. There are other bits and pieces were the minor graphic stuff. And I think I've kind of presented these changes for the best I can. I'm really looking forward to the next update, because that is taking me one more step to doing a proper Let's Play. Because I'm kind of reluctant to start a Let's Play at the moment, because obviously the key elements of diplomacy and the economy are not fully implemented. But I'm really looking forward to the time that I will be able to do one. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you've enjoyed this short video on the update. There'll be plenty more to come in the future. I will be tracking this game all the way through until it goes is fully released, and then afterwards. So on that note, guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. Until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.